What is up, everybody? It is Zach and Alex back from Europe and COVID. How are you doing, my man?
I'm back between a bunch of different time zones and different currencies and different languages. And yeah, it feels good to be back. I came back with COVID, so I had COVID for a week. And that's kind of another reason why we didn't kind of do one last week as well. But it feels good to be back. It feels good to be home. And I'm excited to talk about Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, COVID's not an ideal souvenir, so that really sucks.
Well, it's best. It's like it's okay that I had it when I arrived rather than while I was there the whole time, because then that would have really sucked. Because then I would have been held at like customs or something because I had COVID, right? So I would have been stuck in the country most likely. So the fact that I was able to get it while I was back in my home country right before I got in the house is kind of a blessing in disguise, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, it definitely sucked. It wasn't as I think I've had it before, to be honest. But it wasn't grueling. It was like maybe a bad fever for like 2 days, 3 days, and then a little bit of coughing, and now I'm back to normal. So here's to good health.
It, yeah, it's a good health. It looks like Opus isn't showing the comments, so I pulled it up on my other monitor. Let's do some roll call. We got Alice, Charlie, Sal, Serena, Mr. Fett. What's up, everybody? They all say, "Hope you're feeling better, Alex."
I'll pull it up on mine too.
Okay.
There we go.
This
Now we
happened
got
once before,
double
so
chat.
apologies to everyone that we can't pull up your comments.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I can see everyone.
But also, happy May the 4th, everybody. It is the Christmas of the Star Wars calendar. I celebrated by watching some Clone Wars. Did you do anything particularly Star Warsy today?
I've been working on a Rebels modern trailer. That's about it today. I saw Return of the Jedi in the theaters. Did anyone see
Oh,
it in the theaters?
sick.
Did you see it, Zach? Did you
No,
go to the theaters?
I want to.
Dude, I'm so happy I did it. I almost didn't do it, but then one of Amanda's buddies said they were going, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And I gotta say, there's something about seeing it in the movie theaters that was like so magical. Like Return of the Jedi is not like one of my favorite Star Wars films, but after that, it's like it was an experience, and like there's parts of it that like really hit home for me, and it was such a magical moment just to see like the whole crowd cheer when the big Star Wars came up on the screen, and then everyone was clapping when even though everyone's seen the film hundreds of times, right? It was the fact that everyone
Yeah.
was clapping when they threw the Emperor off. And then at the end, as we were leaving, as me and Amanda were leaving the theater, we saw a bunch of like older folks, like my dad's age, right, who grew up with it. They were sitting there. I swear, I saw at least 3 or 4 different couples, and the husband was just like kind of crying and tearing up, and the wife was like there to help him through it. I'm just like, that's so fucking sweet, man. I loved seeing that, and it really was a magical moment, and I'm so glad I did it. It was worth it completely. Like it was a full theater. I'm sure they made good money with like the limited release that they did do, and I just got to say it proves that the original trilogy is still up and kicking hard, right?
I can't wait for them to do that with Revenge of the Sith in a
I
couple of
know.
years.
I
Can't
know.
wait.
I mean, it's like they just don't. They're like, we did it for Return. We don't got to do it for
Yeah.
the 40th.
Screw you guys.
Or no, not the 40th. For the would it be? Would it the
20th.
20th? Yeah, yeah. When they do it for Revenge, I swear we got to do like we got to go like the premiere of and just see how many people are there in the theater and freaking out. Like that'd be it'd be so great.
100%. May the 4th be with you as well. 821. Welcome in, by the way.
What
Uh,
up? What up? Hey Sal.
Kevin Smith's tweeted, and I don't know if he was joking, but he said the beginning of Book of Boba Fett was played at the end of Return of the Jedi. I don't know if it was just his edit, but I wish they actually
that
did that.
that's a joke. Yeah. Um. I okay. So when I made my Return of the Jedi modern trailer, there were comments saying, "I hate that you used the Boba Fett like ladies man moment where he like is
Yeah.
doing the chin thing," and I did not know that that was like a special edition thing. I guess the originals didn't have that moment in it, like back in the day.
Yeah.
It was when the re-release happened in like '97 and 2001 for Blu-ray that was added in with the other things. But I did not know that that wasn't in the original cut. I had no idea. So I was like,
T-
oh
to our credit, we weren't really able to ever watch the original cut. Like, I mean,
yeah,
we were if it, in '97 we were like one. So
yeah. Yeah, but like it opened my eyes because even still, I'm learning new things about like the lore of the special editions, right? It's really funny.
Sal says Bubba was drunk during Return of the Jedi, so that's why he died like a punk. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Robot Chicken
I
can't go
will
wrong.
say, after watching it, like Boba was significantly smaller than he was in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
You know. Also, I saw the little Easter egg with the loot kick. Um, you know how like on the skiff in when they're in Jabba's, they're like the Jabba's um sand pit um
Sarlacc pit.
Sarlacc pit moment. There's a moment where Luke jumps, and then there's like a split second where he kicks someone. But like with the new additions and everything, it's apparently clear because the pixels aren't all fucked up. That
Yeah.
you can see him blatantly miss, and then the guy flies back. So I got to see that, and then they said something about like a brand of a boot was in the shot for one of the officers, but I think that was cropped and cut in the special edition, so we didn't see it. But I guess in the originals, if you look closely, there was like a brand of a boot on an officer during the Death Star fight. So that was funny. I was looking for that too.
Luke was just using the force with his
Yeah, he was
foot.
using the force kick, right?
Yeah,
But I just thought that was so funny when I saw that. I was like, oh, amazing.
yeah. So let's. I know you said you just started Jedi Survivor, but I guess we can kind of talk about the consensus or like some of the non-spoilery thoughts
Yeah,
surrounding it. I watched all the cinematic cutscenes and a little bit of the gameplay. I watched like this big 6.5 hour cut, and I just skipped through most of the gameplay. So it was really like 3.5 hours. But I thought the story was well done. I think that it would have been a better experience if I actually played the game. But I'm a PC gamer, and I don't want to pay $70 to possibly have it be laggy. But I enjoyed it. It was definitely not the mess that I was scared it was going to be because it was EA. But what have you heard? What did you think so far in the limited amount of time that you played it?
um so considering, someone who we now both work for, who was a part of Jedi Survivor, was explaining, like the specs and how hard it is to program, for PC as opposed to just like PS2, or as opposed to just PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah, PS2. But like, yeah, it's the fact that, yeah, as a PC gamer, there's so many variables involved, and like there's going to be a lot of issues regardless. It's all based off the specs and all the customization that you have on your computer to make the game run as it's supposed to be. Whereas with PlayStation and Xbox, everything's already kind of pre-established, and it's going to be the same factory set every single time you get it. So the game's optimized for that as opposed to for a PC, right? So a lot of complaints around the idea of like frame lag and frames dropping and not being able to play it at like full 60 or seeing it play it at 20 for most of the game anytime there's an action scene. And at least for me, I did stream it like for like an hour when I have time. I still haven't even played. I've literally only played an hour of it. And I suck at video games now. I'm no longer where I used to be when I would play all the time with a controller, right? I was like forgetting how to even use a controller. And I was like, man, my brain just, it's like that side of my brain's just gone now. So I'm playing it. And I'm like, dude, I have no frame drops. I have no issues. Like, this looks great. I just suck at the game. So I was dying all the time. I'm sure Kat would be proud. But yeah, at least for me, it's been a great experience so far. But again, that's only the first mission. But I mean, people were experiencing frame lag the entire time. There wasn't like a specific moment in the game. They said like there were moments all the time, anytime there was an
Right.
action scene, that there was just some weird lag going on. And I haven't experienced that personally. And I think the game is running super smooth on mine.
Yeah, there's definitely merit to. I kind of look at PC gaming the way that you can compare like Mac and PC. Like Mac is pretty standard. Like you're not going to get viruses. It's safe. Like it's all built the same way. And PC is like kind of like the Wild West. Like there's so many different configurations and builds that you can do. So you're not going to get the same performance on every single one. So it is tough. It's just unfortunate because there's been a lot of games that have come out recently that just have had massive issues on PC.
Yeah.
Let's see. Austin Snow says, "Are you excited for the Ahsoka series?" Well, Austin Snow, here's my answer.
He just like takes his shirt off. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
okay,
got a
I don't
tattoo.
know. It's like if my nipples are hard, that means I'm excited. No, but I think like I think yes, I'm excited about the Ahsoka series, but I think we can talk about it a little bit because we didn't. I've been gone for like for. I mean, I'm sure everyone in here right now knows that I've been gone for like a month,
You
and
were?
I know all of you didn't miss me at all, but there's a lot I wanted to talk about just in regards to everything that I saw at not only at Celebration but just like my experience at Celebration and just like the vibe I'm getting kind of across the board from Star Wars, right? Because I guess over the internet, whether you call it a vocal minority or a vocal majority, it seems like there's a lot of complaining and a lot of issues in division in the fandom. But one thing that was beautiful about Celebration, as I'm sure Zach noticed too when he was at Anaheim, is everyone is in like the same mode. Everyone's super hyped. Everyone's super happy. Everyone's super excited. Sometimes to a fault, right? Like it's not really a good litmus test to decide where the fandom's at by going to Celebration because everyone there is just going to be like a seal clapping their hands at everything, right? Because they're excited to be there. They're like the biggest Star Wars fans ever. But I will say it was really refreshing to see everyone so excited about Star Wars stuff rather than anytime I go on the internet anymore or anytime I go through social media, it's always something negative. So it was a refreshing thing to say. And one thing that also helps is when we went, Amanda got like a disability thing because she has the invisible illness of Crohn's, right? So we got to like skip the line for everything. And there was the first day I've noticed this like for these conventions, the first day they always have like terrible security. Like security either doesn't give a shit or they haven't kind of seen what crowds will do to get by. So the first day we just kind of went in, like we walked past all security. We went in when like everyone who only had like certain clearance, staff clearance could go in, right? Because they were setting everything up. So I'm like walking in and I see Kathleen, Diego Luna, uh, Ewan McGregor just walking. Like I'm like walking right next to him, and they're going over to film a commercial for Volkswagen. So I'm just following them, right? And then like I have my phone out, and the security guard next to me is like, "No phones," just like, staring at me the whole time. So I like put my phone down, and I was just like watching them film a commercial. And there's no one there. It was like literally just me and like the film crew and staff, and like maybe a couple other like maybe family members of like the stars or something that were kind of walking around. But it's just completely empty convention. Everyone who's anyone is like walking around the area because no one can get in yet, right? So we're just in there like fucking around, walking around, seeing Ewan McGregor just hanging out there, seeing Diego Luna somewhere else, and then seeing Ashley walk through the merch store, which we were into. She was just kind of looking at everything. It was like the funniest thing. And this is before anyone can actually get in the merch store. We were able to get into. But so we're kind of exploring it. I got to see all that, and then we go into the celebration panel, right? And I remember specifically a big headline was everyone was like booing Daisy Ridley or booing Kathleen Kennedy, or there was no clapping, right? And I remember if you watch that live stream, I guess it kind of does sound like no one's really clapping for Kathleen. But like it was muffled, but there were a lot of claps for Kathleen Kennedy. And then when Daisy Ridley came out, like the entire place just like was like a football stadium. It was so loud. So like unless you were there, like there's really no way that you could have possibly have made those headlines that everyone hates Daisy Ridley for your own agenda, right? Like that couldn't have
Yeah.
been further from the truth. People love Daisy Ridley, right? Everyone there was freaking the fuck out. I didn't really stand up and clap because I don't really care that much. I like her, right? The sequels weren't really like things get me excited. Like if I saw Hayden, I would have stood up and clapped. If I saw Ewan, I would have stood up and clapped. Like sure. For a lot of people there, they were big sequel fans, which is fine. But I will say this, like I'd say at least 90% of the entire place was just roaring for Daisy Ridley and for Rey. And um, the fandom very much still likes Daisy Ridley, so I will say that.
I have a few questions about like what you saw. And first of all, you did get to meet Hayden. You did the meet and greet, right? The photo op. So
Yeah.
take us through that. What was that like meeting the chosen one?
Well, that was another good thing about Amanda being ADA. We literally just walked to the very front, and we were the first ones to take a picture with them. So we had a little bit of extra time, and it
Yeah.
was funny because I specifically remember I'm like, "Thanks so much, Aiden. You're the reason why I got into film and everything." And I remember in my head, I said, like, he said, "Thank you," shook my hand and everything, and I left. And I remember as I left, I'm like, God, I felt so good to say that. He's like, and Amanda was like, "Did you even hear what you said?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Thanks so much for everything, and you're the reason I got into film." And then Amanda's like, "No, you like mumbled every word to Hayden, and you looked like you were having a nervous breakdown." And I'm just like, "Really? Oh no." She's like, "Yeah, you were like, yeah, you this." She's like, "This is what you sounded like." Thanks. Yes, we film and everything. It's amazing. That's what she said I sounded like. And I was like, damn it, I sounded like that with Hayden. Are you serious? I could have swore in my head I literally was super concise and I sounded professional and everything. And then Amanda's like, no, you were a wreck. And I was like, damn it. So I mumbled myself when I was hanging out with Hayden, and I felt fucking embarrassed as hell, but I still got to do it, so I was really
Well,
happy about
I
that.
think most of us would have done the same thing. Orendagello, what's up? It has been a while. What's up, man? And visitor Zeta wants to know, what does Hayden smell like?
Uh he smelled like fresh clothes. Like
That's a good.
something fresh off the rack. Like he just put that on for the first time is what he smelled like. And he always wears that hat too. That's what I've noticed. That entire time he was there, he always wore that black tattoo. Was it a tattooing hat? I think it's a black tattooing hat. He would wear that the entire time he was there, even on the panels and everything. And then as we were leaving, there was like the people behind us, the girls behind us were just like breaking down and crying, and like the security had to like help her like get out from Hayden's like grasp.
Jesus.
It was like the funniest thing. And I'm just like, yep. I mean, people love Hayden. Like he didn't get enough credit in his heyday, but now he's getting all the love. And the line for him was like 2 times that of Ewan McGregor. It was like insane. And everyone was all dressed up. There were a lot of Padmes, so many Padmes, so many cosplay Padmes dressed up to take like the same poses that they did for the concept images back in
Yeah.
the day for Attack of the Clones and everything. And he did them. There's a lot of images. I wish I should have probably put those up here, but
You
there were a
should
lot of
have dressed
people.
as Padme, dude.
I should have. I should have worn the tight
With the
white outfit.
tears.
Yeah, and then posed with him. But yeah, no, it was great to see him. We were going to do Tamora, but he canceled the day we were going to do it, and then now I
uh,
don't think we're ever going to do it again because it seems like there's a little bit of heat going on with Tamora and Lucasfilm. But I mean, we'll see. She just really liked Tamora Morrison and really wanted to get him because I guess he really interacts with everyone,
yeah.
and it's super rare because everything, even with Hayden, like it's very fast, right? Like you don't get a whole lot of time to talk to him or say literally anything. But yeah, and then so before we even went in though, I did see Colin's not here, but we literally walked right past Colin, and Colin was like, "Hey, Alex," and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I didn't even recognize him either, but he's so tall, dude. I was like looking up to him. And he's like, "Hey, good to see you." And I was like, "Oh, dude, we're just about to leave because this is like we did the check-in before the first day so that we could get our like disability passes." And Colin was just like scoping around, and we just happened to run into him, right? But
Yeah.
after that, we were so busy. I only saw him once more in line, but I didn't get to see anyone else. It was just too much going on, and then I lost track of time and everything. But I think Tmoney, Charlie, unfortunately, I don't think made it, or he did. I don't remember
He
Charlie.
did not,
Um,
unfortunately.
but I think Tmoney was there too. A couple others were messaging me, and I just like totally missed the messages. I felt so bad because I was like, I like posted and I didn't see anyone. I guess they DM'd me, but it was like I felt bad because they wanted to meet up and hang out. But I did see a lot of other creators and a lot of other uh, fellow editors, and Cinematic Captures was there. Said hi to him. I said hi to a couple other creators. It was fun. It was great. A lot of awesome cosplay. Like the Europeans really know how to cosplay. I gotta say. They really love Ahsoka and Twi'leks over there. So
Hell yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask is, Kat and I talked about this at length, but never got to hear what you thought. Of all the projects that they announced, I guess specifically the movies,
oh,
which one are you the most hyped for?
so the footage and the concept images we saw for the before the Old Republic looked
Mm,
fucking like, I think that's gonna be the big one. That one, and then I think I'm not optimistic about the First Order thing. But if it's fronted by Dave Filoni, it's probably going to be pretty cool. Um, Hopefully, it kind of ties some loose ends, but it's just like it's going to be very hard to do that. The idea of the First Order and everything is cool, but I just feel like it's just sad because I feel like Thrawn has to die, for the First Order to come to power, and that's like sad because I feel like Thrawn is like a much better commander and leader and fighter and everything than like Snoke or any of them in terms of just like IQ. So I would
yeah.
expect him to be alive far more than any of them. So it's just unfortunate because I feel like that's where it's going. But I will say were in the Ahsoka panel, dude. Oh my fuck! Like Amanda, I remember Amanda was specifically saying, "If we don't see Thrawn, I'm gonna riot and leave." And when we were in there in the panel, and then there the trailer played, and then Thrawn with the back shot, like the crowd was just, it was louder than anything I've ever seen. Um, Way louder than any announcements, way louder than any walkout, way louder than at the moment Thrawn came out. It was like everyone was like 10 years old again, and it was just the greatest moment of their lives. So that was really fun to be a part of. A lot of people were like crying. It was adorable, but it definitely hit goosebumps hard to see Thrawn finally, right? But I'd
It's
say, yeah, the James Mangold. Sorry, I'd say the James Mangold looked probably like the most exciting thing so far.
so what did they show? I wasn't aware that they showed stuff. What did they like? What kind of things did they show for that?
Just concept art, just like ideas about like where the force came from. Um, and then James James said a lot of stuff about like off the live stream. He said a lot of things about casting, and like I wish I could remember. I was like Amanda had strep like had strep the day before. I was
Oh
like taking
damn.
care of her. We went on a plane when she had strep too. Like I was like too worried about her, and we were like kind of going in and out a lot. But everything I did pay attention to, there was like some specific announcements that James Mangold was saying about his vision and his inspiration and who he's pulling from, right? And um everything that he said, like it excited me, right? Like there was more things that James, there was more like excitement and allure in his tonality and his voice and his excitement than anyone else. Dave, John, the two new female directors they mentioned about those, um he seemed to be like the one that was most passionate and the most excited about doing something Star Wars related. Everyone else was like, sounded like they were reading from a script, sounded like they had to say certain things about diversity and inclusion, and he didn't say any of that. He just talked about how he was excited and he felt very genuine. And I think that's the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, of all the announcements that they said, aside from Ahsoka, of course. Movie wise, James Mangold's thing is what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, that's also my answer. I just think it's gonna be so fun. He'll get to play around in the sandbox that literally is untapped. Like he can do whatever he
Mm-hmm.
wants. Um, and circling back to the First Order movie, I agree with you in that I feel it's unfortunate that all of these stories have to lead to the First Order, the creation of the First Order. Like I don't like that the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and like you said, Thrawn, like it all has to lead that way because we've already gotten the sequels.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
it was yeah, like overall though, like Celebration was great. I would say this, I think I told you this, Anaheim was much better, just in terms of space, right? Like the space here was very limited and very linear. So there were like traffic jams constantly in the middle.
yeah.
There wasn't like multiple ways to get into things really. It was like one way for a lot of things. So there were constant like nerds and sweat fucking rubbing up against each other to get anywhere in the facility. So I would say Anaheim was much better organized. Um, uh, Also in line, we met someone who was the head of security for Mandalorian, and he said, let's see, he said Pedro was a total ass and prima donna, and this was during the helmet fiasco thing. Do you remember we were talking about this?
Yes.
Like the how his helmet was like how he didn't like how he was never shown and everything, and he said that he constantly complained about everything and refused to learn the Wayne walk, which was, you know, his walk, right? So in essence, for most of even the first and second seasons, he was never there, because every time that they tried to teach him the walk or whatever, he just was like being difficult and just didn't want to do it, and was like wasting time. So they ended up just using, um, the the actual, body double to do like 90% of it. And anytime the guard said, he was on set 2 days for the entirety of season two, and he wasn't even on set for season three at all.
I believe that. Yeah.
Like, it was like that. When I heard that, I was like, that's wild. And he said, oh, he said some Gina stuff, but we don't have to get into that. I just thought it was hilarious what he said.
Good or bad?
No, like he said, she's super nice, like a very sweet person, but she just needs to not say um like things about the Holocaust when your boss is Jewish, right?
Probably, yeah.
Like that, like in any industry, you just probably shouldn't say stuff like that, regardless if it's right or wrong. But yeah, I mean, in essence, Europeans hate Americans, especially in France. They just fucking think we're all dumb, and they hate us all. We had probably the worst customer service the entire time, out of any singular period of time. The entire time we were in France, British people are nicer, but French people just hate everything if you speak English or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard that if you try to speak French, they're nicer, but if you don't, they're just like, "Screw you, American dog."
Yeah, it was. So what happened one time, we were at a restaurant and I just got like a Coke and a sandwich, right? Because they don't have like a variety of, so it's just Coke in a can or Diet Coke not in a can, Diet Coke in a glass or Coke in a glass. That's it. They don't have any other sodas. It's just like tea, water, sparkling water, and then alcohol, right? They don't have variety like they do in America. So I got like a Diet Coke Zero, and then at the end, he like we got three total items. He split our bill into three ways, and then put all three checks in front of me. It's like, how much is this? And like I look at it and I'm just like, why are there three checks? And he's like, oh, can you count? And I'm like, I'm like, what? He's like, all right, their total is 15.25, and then he handed me the thing, and then I'm like, I'm like, what is happening? And then I paid, and then he just left. Like he didn't even like look back. He just left, and I'm like, wow, the guy just split my check for three items, and then asked me to add up, and then made fun of me, and then left. And I was like, what? What just happened? It was like the funniest thing ever, and I'm like, only in France. Um, but yeah, we also went to the Heroes vs Villains panel. That was the only thing we actually got the raffle for. We snuck into everything else.
Right.
But there I remember Andy Serkis made a snide comment about Kathleen saying like she doesn't listen to anyone and anyone but the audience in terms of negativity or creative. So like if you're a cast member or if you're even on the creative team, if you have an idea, for the most part she'll override your idea unless the audience hates it. So that's something that Andy said, like kind of under his breath, in the panel. I don't know if it was streamed or not, but
Was
he
Kathleen there?
no, no, he wasn't. She wasn't. So he just like kind of and the audience all was like in between laughing and like being like, oh shit. It was actually really funny. And then right after that, Ian was like, Ian said he said that Palpatine returning was a mess, and he didn't know he had to shoot it until 2 weeks before it actually happened.
Oh my
And he
god.
said the panel that he was on there, he didn't even know he had to be there until like an hour ago. He said, yeah, I was just like in the back. I didn't think I had to do anything today. I just had like a couple of meetups and signings, and then I was gonna leave. And then Kathleen's assistant came over and grabbed me and said, you gotta hop on stage for a panel. And he's like, I didn't even know I was a part of any of that. So I was like, holy shit, dude.
I really admire how just like down Ian is to like at his age still just do all this stuff. Like he's always like at every not even just Star Wars Celebration. I've seen him at other conventions, but he's just always like, yeah, I'll say the Palpatine lines. I'll say do it. I'll say have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Like
Yeah,
he's a good sport, and I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. There was a lot of really deep like in-depth analysis about like villains and characters that we really like. Like for example, they were saying that Dracula was their favorite. Like Andy Serkis and Palpatine said Dracula was their favorite kind of like villain or dark character. And they were going in depth about what makes a good character, right? And I feel like that was in response to them talking about how much they feel like they weren't given free reign over over creative,
Yeah,
inadvertently, right? Like they weren't specifically saying uh, we couldn't play our characters to the best of our ability, but they kind of were at the same time, while simultaneously referring back to old school cinema where they were given free reign over their characters. So it was actually a really interesting panel. It was very boring. They didn't really say much, except for those moments with Andy and Ian. Everything else was just like, so I'm self-important. I do this for like women's rights, or like it was like, I don't know, it was like very politically charged, not as like fun to watch as all the other panels we were in, except for those moments. And they were very powerful. Like Ian and Andy are very smart. Like they're very smart people. So I feel like if you give them the ability to tell a good story or have creative reign over what they want to do, they will provide 100%.
I think that's definitely evident when you look at. First of all, you look at Snoke, pretty much a wasted villain. Just
Yeah.
they killed him off. It didn't feel like they really had a long term vision for him. But I saw an interview with Ian where they asked him, "Oh, what was like? You've been in so many Star Wars things. What was your favorite movie to film?" And he said Revenge of the Sith. And I think it's evident that he must have gotten some of that creative control, because I love Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. He's just doing his thing. Like he's cackling, and he's going for it. And I think Ian McDermott, I think that's evident in his answer when he says that's his favorite, because you can tell he had a great time just by watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. Um,
You want to
I
get into some announcements, or
Even the Italian prime minister doesn't like the French. Are you sure he doesn't seem like the type to be like that? Maybe the security has some beef with him. No, the guy seemed very genuine. He was very nice. He had a podcast too. I got his card. I was gonna bring him on, but I lost the card. I didn't follow
oh
him on
no.
I didn't follow him on Instagram. But very nice guy, very smart guy. And he had like the staff hoodie on and everything, so it all checked out. Like he wasn't just making shit up.
I've
Um,
heard that I don't know. I've heard that Pedro's a pretty nice dude in person. Maybe he's just on set. Sometimes people are different when they're working.
I think it's a Star Wars thing. I don't think he likes Star Wars very much. This is gonna sound weird, but yeah, every time I hear anything involved unrelated to Star Wars, it's always like good. But anytime there's like a Star Wars thing, a story where he's on set with Star Wars or involved with Star Wars, there's always some kind of argument or something, which is very interesting. But
I would feel like if I were him, it's such a cush gig. Like all you don't even have to be on set ever. You just do the voice lines
just did
and
voiceover and got paid for both of them. Like
exactly.
it was nuts. But anyway, let's get into Kat unfortunately is not here today. She will be here hopefully next week, and we will start to have a lot more guests on. I will start getting on that. Um, I'm just fucking swamped all the time. I don't have time to reach out or even think about that because it stresses me out sometimes. But we will start having more creators on. We start more discussions around Star Wars and everything now that we're kind of in between shows. Kind of a good time to do that. But with this, I want to share Kat's little feature on the official YouTube May the 4th announcement. So I will just drop that in here.
Hell yeah. I'll get rid of the docket.
So can you guys see? All good. Yeah. She's in the very beginning. On the official YouTube channel. Kat! That's her feature. We got Kat. Kat is officially famous on YouTube's official May the 4th announcement. Everyone, slow clap.
Give it up for Kat, everybody.
Performance of the decade right there. Look at that. Let's see this wonderful Oscar-worthy moment one more time.
Yeah, let's run it back. Perfect delivery.
Perfect delivery. Absolutely amazing. I have no words. I can't even fathom how hard of a method actor she is. I don't know how long she studies her craft, but just the fact that she reacted like that is just like, I can't even do that. I don't know how anyone is
you
even.
can really feel the inadequateness of her performance, like in the video game, in her voice. You can tell
like look at this, like her eyes are just glued to the screen and she's in the moment, right? And like it's so rare to see that in acting nowadays. I can't believe it. But
she is Star Killer right there.
Like, yeah, she's basically summoning her inner Star Killer and just absolutely wrecking havoc. Like it didn't even showcase her dying 400 times before she got to this moment. It just showcased the one moment she's just absolutely destroying clone troopers. And yeah, it's just we
Or
should meme that. We should totally just have that
oh,
as a meme that just loops on here. That'd be so funny. But anyway, congrats to Kat. That's so cool. They
that
reached.
is cool.
I asked her. I'm like, yo, you're in this. She's like, oh yeah, they reached out like a little while ago for like a 5 to 6 second clip. And I'm like, you never told me that. And she's like, oh yeah, I just didn't think we'd make the cut. And I'm like, oh.
She's like, "That's no big deal. I've been on Howard Stern and
Oh, speaking of which, hold on. There's some beef. Robot Head made fun of Kat,
who's
and
Robot Head?"
he's another commentary creator. She makes fun of reaction channels somewhere in here. Let's see. And I'm just like, he's talking about the Ahsoka thing, and then just like makes fun of reaction channels. Yeah, look, there's Kat right there.
Up for us to enjoy, but instead they just want us to think he's important without even knowing who he is. Oh, hang on, I forgot. That works for the modern Disney Star Wars fans, whose main enjoyment is just being able to point at things they recognize.
Thrawn's return.
No way.
About Thrawn's return.
So there's that, and then he even has like it's like, if you're gonna pick on like, and these are all like nice people too, and there's so many like reactors and everything that are like so fake and so over the top, and
Yeah,
like there's so many TikTok creators too that you could pick on, and he picks on like probably the most sweet like honest to god reactor in the game, and then even at the end he's just like oh yeah, let me just like include this.
Speak, so I'm probably not even gonna be able to talk about it right now. Okay, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna go. Gonna rewatch it. This is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. It's already amazing.
It's already amazing.
Like, come
that's
on,
so
dude.
screwed up, man. Like, if you doubt Kat as a Star Wars fan, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she is, like
Yeah,
you
like,
said, genuinely a massive fan.
I just like, it's like, obviously he has no idea who she is. He's never seen any of her videos. That's just what popped up under reaction for him, right? And he just like made fun of that without even knowing who he's making fun of or anything. And that's just I mean, it's lazy to me, but I understand what he's trying to say. But it's like, don't pick on her, man. Don't pick on her. She's like,
no picks on Kat,
no
but
one picks
us.
on Kat and gets away with it unless it's me or Zach, like what
Yeah.
we were just doing. So yeah, it didn't sit right with me, and I felt like we had to discuss that here and give Kat's name, in Kat's good name, defender, be the White Knights to stop her from these evil commentary channels who just like to spew hate for the hatred reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I do like, sure, there's some reactors who are fake and who are overdoing it, but at the same time, there's some reactors who like, I think it's fun to see Kat's reactions to things because she is so like expressive and emotive. Like, it's
Yeah.
that's
Like,
how I feel on the inside.
yeah, I'm internally emotive for
Yeah.
everything usually. It's very weird for me to act outwards. Like, I'm internal for everything. So I'm not that kind of person. And if you are that kind of person who's genuine, then all power to you, right? And Kat's one of those people. And it just like irritates me that they would do that, right? But whatever. To each their own.
Yeah, it's crazy that she gets picked on so much. Like, out of all of us, like, she's the most like pure and genuine and chill, and then she's the one who gets the shit from all the, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
Howard
she's like
Stern
she's the one creator who's like self-aware of this kind of stuff. Like, she's like, I don't want to be like that lightsaber twirling TikTok girl. I don't want to be any of that. Like, even though she totally could, she's like, she's self-aware, and she actually like sees how cringe that is, right? So if anyone's going to be picked on, it should not be her for this kind of thing, because she's self-aware of how it looks, right? And it's like, it's just gonna ruin someone's good name for just making fun of someone. It's like, there's so many reactors out there that are just so irritating that I wish he would have picked on, but he didn't.
Yeah, Alice says,
And
what was the video called? I don't have to go watch all his vids.
oh, here, I'll pull it up one more time. It's the robot head one, and he just, it's towards like the end. Also, if you don't want to give him watch time, go towards the end.
Star Wars hates men.
Yeah, he's one of those like critical drinker channels, but I'm just like, how can you pick on Kat, bro? Don't do it. Don't do it. It looks bad.
That's such an exhaustive title. Like, oh, How daring today,
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah, it's all for views at the end of the day. There's so much bullshit that like they know what they're doing at the end of the day now, and if it's gonna keep printing the money, they'll do it, right? And I doubt they even believe it to the full extent that they say they do it anymore, right?
Yeah. What's up, Obsession? It's
What
been a
up?
while, buddy.
Who was saying something? I was gonna scroll. Oh yeah,
Us.
you saw the teaser. Which teaser? Speaking of trailers, like my I used the ADHD account to fucking talk shit. So but like my Return of the Jedi trailer got reposted on TikTok, and the guy took credit for it and was replying to comments like he made it, and then he removed my watermark, and then it went viral, and then a lot of Instagram channels were like tagging him and everything, and then I had my thumbnail guy message me. He's like, "Yo, dude, your shit got stolen," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So there's like 5 big Instagram Star Wars channels that like reposted it, tagging him. I had to comment like, "Hey, this is mine. This TikTok channel fucking stole it," because that's what he does on his TikTok, is just steal content, and he says it's his. He's like, "Okay," so they changed all that. I go on to the TikTok and say, "Hey, man, it would be great if you could like maybe either give me credit, or just if you don't, please like remove this video because you didn't make it, and like it takes a lot of time to do this."
Right. Be
Deletes my
a decent human being, you know.
deletes my comment, and then X-Wing jumps in on it, saying, "Oh shit," and then tags me. I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I know. I just commented, but he's deleting my comments." And then there's another comment below, that said, "Hey, this isn't yours." And then I guess I got some DMs saying we're gonna go comment on his channel, and they went and commented, and he deleted all of those comments, and it's at like 300,000 views now, and he's just deleting anything that mentions me. And I'm
Can you
just like, what
report
a
it?
fucking dick. Yeah, I reported it, but I'm like, what a fucking loser. Like it just ruined my day, because I'm like, it's not like the views or anything that gets to me. It's the idea that someone would do that knowing what they're doing, right? If they're just like, "Oh yeah, full credit to this creator, follow them here," or whatever, like sure, that's fine. Like I'm okay with it, because I'm not posting it on TikTok, right? You can go ahead and post it on TikTok. Just let people know I did it. But no, he's doing it. He's commenting like he edited it. People are like, "Wow, this is an amazing trailer." And he's like, "Thanks, took a while." I'm like, "Wow, what a fucking idiot. What a loser. What a piece of shit, scum,
Yeah.
asshole bitch." Like I was so pissed. And then Amanda went and fucking commented a million things, calling him a loser and an asshole. And then that he blocked Amanda's TikTok. And then I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? It was so annoying.
What a scumbag.
Like I deal with that shit a lot. Like I never do anything about it, because most of the time they don't get a lot of views, and they're just people who are like big fans, and like I can see it, right? They maybe mention me in the description, or they say something about, "Hey, this is like my favorite video on YouTube, and I just wanted to repost it or whatever for like for Turkish audiences or whatever." And I'm like, sure, that's fine. I don't care. Like it's all good. But when you blatantly steal and rip off and then claim as your own, it just triggers me, because that shit takes time, man. It's like not cool. He has like 60,000 followers on TikTok too, from reposting other people's content. It's like, what a loser.
He's gonna get banned eventually. There's no way he can keep getting away with this. Alice
Yeah.
says, "Does anyone own a pig farm so we can get rid of the body?"
Just drop him in fucking acid. Anyway, that was my rant. Any other like cringe news or irritating news? I don't think so.
No, I mean there was just that little thing about we're definitely late to this party, but Tamora Morrison being written out of the Mandalorian season 3. I thought that was interesting. I'm not really 100% sure where he would have fit in, but it
Yeah.
kind of sucks because I really love Tamora, and I think that he did get screwed in the Book of Boba Fett, and he deserves his due.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I hear mixed things, like saying like, "Oh, it was taken out of context." Did you actually see the video of him saying it?
I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I watched it. It didn't seem like over in writing it looks way worse, right?
Yeah.
But when you hear him talk, there is kind of a tonality and demeanor that's kind of like it's like a joke, but it also isn't. So it's like it's a little light, but also kind of like a hey Lucasfilm, come on, right? So I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but at least for me, it seemed relatively neutral, just kind of like a little poke, like an email saying like urgent, please read, instead of
Yeah.
like a go fuck yourself. It was a please read kind of thing. But yeah, A21, he's just too lazy to make his own videos. Like yeah, like that would literally be like me taking Garo Studios or taking Heroes Fan Productions videos and saying I made them, right? Like it would be disingenuous. It'd be wrong. It would be discreditive. It'd be dismissive. It's fucked up. So it's like
Undoubtedly.
the lowest hive of scum and villainy, right?
Alice says, "Did you hear people getting upset because Katie Sackhoff made a funny sexual
Oh,
joke
I
in the
loved
video?"
that. Did you see that?
No, but I love Katie Sackhoff.
Oh, here, let me find it.
We got to get her on the pod someday once we get
Yeah.
bigger. She'd be a great guest.
Dude, it's like she is probably one of the most like sexualized characters, I would say. By far. Not only because she's popular now, but because like everyone loves her character, so it's just what's gonna happen like with Leia and everything else.
Yeah.
So like it's definitely been trending in that realm. Let's see if I can find it. I'll share now.
Thoughts on it? So
Here's some.
it comes up here a bit.
Oh, it's the guy reacting. I don't want to fucking see that. I just want to see the clip. It's on Christian Harloff's thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan. Oh, there we go.
I don't know, like 70% are like super, super excited about Bo. You got 10% that are like, I hated the whole thing. You know, you got 5% that you just hate Bo. And then you got 2% that want me to sit on their face.
Only two?
Only two? Yeah.
I love it, dude.
That was
love it.
amazing timing. Like just the build up. Like she
Yeah,
knew where
you're
she
like-
was going with that.
Like,
the whole
oh, she's
time.
gonna play the victim card and she's gonna say that everyone hates her, and then she just says, "Yeah, they just want me to sit on her face." I'm just like, wait, what? That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, I've said this before, but I regret not doing a meet and greet with her at Anaheim Star Celebration because
Yeah, so do we.
I
So do we.
I liked Bo-Katan before this season of The Mandalorian. She's now like my favorite Mandalorian. I love Bo-Katan so much.
Dude, she was in Riddick, and I totally didn't know that until I
Yeah, I
saw it on
heard.
Netflix the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Katie Sackhoff," and she looks the same. It was like the funniest thing. But yeah, it's just I have no problems with that. I'm surprised people were angry at that. That was like one of the funniest,
That's hilarious.
genuine responses. Everything feels scripted and like they're being watched by Mickey. Like that was not one of the Mickey moments. That was great.
Yeah, like if we ever have actors or actresses from Star Wars on the show, I don't want to be like I thought about this when I was watching the press tour for the Obi-Wan show, but they got asked the same questions over and over and over again
Yeah.
from each like channel or publication that they went on, and it's like that must be exhausting. Like I'd want to I'd want to have an interaction with them that's less of an interview and more of just like this. Like we come on and we just shoot the shit. Like I think that's better. I think
Dude,
that's what more people would want to see.
I agree 100%. And the live stage was a fucking travesty, dude. Everyone knew who was coming out. Remember when were at Anaheim, we had no idea who was coming out, and
Yeah.
that made it more like vacant and like people could walk around.
Yeah.
There, it was like everything was scheduled, so the live stage was just constantly busy. There was never any time to like walk through crowds or anything. It was just a fucking mess. So there was no way the live stage could have been the same experience at Anaheim as it was in London. And I think the Anaheim one, you really lucked out where you got to see right there with
Oh
Aden
my
being
god,
interviewed.
dude. Yeah.
Because if that happened, that did happen at like Hayden and Ewan came out at that celebration, but everyone knew it was, and the entire fucking auditorium on the right side was just like so full that the guards had to like they couldn't let anyone else in, and it was just like, wow, okay, so yeah,
Yeah. I only got so close because they right before that they had like it was like a High Republic novel panel that they were just showing on the screen. And I was tired, so I just sat there and relaxed, and then was rewarded by having Ewan and Hayden immediately follow that. So
yeah,
that sucks though, because you're right. If they were scheduled like, oh, hit Ewan and Hayden in 30 minutes, there's no freaking way I would have been able to do that.
yeah.
No
We were so pissed we left, but you looked at on that side. But anyway, this is May the 4th, and there's a lot of big fan film stuff coming out. There's the awesome Clone Wars style update, and with a release date that was just announced. I haven't seen this yet. A21 dropped it to me. I've been following this project for a while now, and I've always been curious about it. But on top of this, there's Bucketheads as well. There's another thing coming soon from Bucketheads that I worked on, and then there's fan film, The Chosen One, which we will review the website in a little bit, which Zach is also now a part of. He's going to be in the writers' room for that, so I'm very excited for that. We have I don't know. I don't think there's enough people in here, and I feel like it's going to be okay. But we have the blessing of Dave Filoni, and we have the blessing of Lucasfilm with this fan film project. So they've seen it, like they're like Godspeed. It's the idea here around our fan film. Before I get into this one, and then we'll go to it later, is we're using the idea of concept art, which was kind of introduced heavily in Mandalorian at the very end, as a medium of storytelling. So it's kind of a cheaper way to use animation and animatics to tell a story, as opposed to full-fledged animation, which is, of course, between 20 and 40,000 per finished minute, right? This is a much cheaper form, much cheaper medium to be able to do this. And it takes place right after the sequels. So it's going to pay homage to what came before, and as well as all of the expanded universe and source material that there is to use to make a compelling story in the sequel timeline. And I'm really excited for you guys to all see it. We've been working on it for like a little over a year now. We still have another year of post production to go, but we can show you the website in a little bit, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll talk about the Clone Wars Anakin vs. Obi-Wan right now, though.
Hell yeah.
Like just this shit alone, like with animation and 3D animation in Blender and in After Effects, it blows my mind how, not only how tedious and how much work goes into this type of medium, but just the severe lack of talent that there is at like the professional level that can accomplish something like this. There isn't a ton of people right now. There's there's a massive shortage going on in this industry with 3D animators. So the fact that there's like a fan project going on with really talented 3D animators is incredible. So I want you guys to all know this is going to be something that you guys need to definitely watch and support as best you can, because this is a lot of time and effort he's putting into this for no profit. So for sure, check it out.
It reminds me of stop motion photography, how you have to like make incremental adjustments. It looks like that, but digitalized.
Like, it's crazy how it's like stop motion, but you have to make it to where it feels like it's a natural movement. It's not like a frame by frame play. It's something that's literally fluid. Who did the music for this?
Not me.
Like, so cool, dude.
December, huh?
So awesome, dude.
That's gonna feel so interesting and powerful, just seeing it in that style. Because I think that even though they're the same characters, obviously seeing Ewan and Hayden and then seeing the animated versions, it's a little different, right? Like I feel like we compartmentalize them a little differently in our heads. So it's gonna feel emotional. It's gonna be like watching it for the first time all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to see it in that form forever. So the fact that it's even a thing is so cool. And thanks, A21, for dropping it to me. I didn't even know it was out yet, so I appreciate that. And speaking of Matt Lanter and James Arnold Taylor, when we were in the studio showcase in the front, there's like a little like cast area and VIP area, or not VIP, just like staff and cast and the famous people area, right? So there's like a little curtain there for the entrance that comes out. So I guess we were in the front there, and then out came Matt Lanter, James Arnold Taylor, Ashley Eckstein, just to go sit down in the audience. And they walked right past us, and I'm like looking, I'm like, is that? And then as they're walking past, I'm like, that is them. And Amanda's like, what? I'm like, that was Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein, and James Arnold Taylor that just walked past us. And they're like, where? And they're like, well, they just walked past us and they're going over to sit down in the crowd. And I just thought that was the coolest thing to see. They just walked right past us. But yeah. Be funny if they got John Williams to do the music. Yeah. No, I wonder who did do the music. That's actually really interesting. But on that, I want to share now. And yes, Obsession is the Maria project. I want to share the fan film project after the sequels that we've been working on. That me, Zach, and Kat are all a part of. Zach's Kat is going to be in it later on, but this is gonna, like I described earlier, it takes place after the sequel trilogy in the world, in the realm of Ben Solo didn't die at the end. We kind of pick up at the end of the Rise of Skywalker, and Ben Solo didn't die here, so it still keeps what is already established, but then follows up into a new era of where the stories could be going from her perspective, from someone who's not only a big Star Wars fan, but a massive lore freak. So she knows everything Star Wars, kind of like Zach, and it pays homage to all the expanded universe. A lot of the characters in it are going to be someone that, you know, you could only dream of being in Star Wars and officially. So a lot of time, a lot of efforts going into this. A beautiful website, massive team, like massive team. It's like over 50 people at least taking place in this project. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Voice actors are incredible. Zach's now in the writer's room, so there's X-Wing. Yeah, there's me, and it's just going to be.
You couldn't be bothered to look at the camera?
No, I don't look at cameras until now. But
until now.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. I'll drop this website here. This is the trailer. It'll be on the YouTube channel. It's probably about like a year out from being finished. But there's the website right there. You guys can go check it out and support it. Follow us all. Follow all the socials and everything. A lot of cool things coming, and it has the blessing of Lucasfilm and everyone. So,
are we able to watch the trailer here or no?
Yeah, we can. We can watch it. Have you seen it yet, Zach, or no?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, we can watch it. Sure. Can you see it? Is it clear?
It is clear. It's a little small. There we go.
No, okay.
I've seen this before. The prophecy continues.
In this generation's chosen one?
Two that are one.
I just love, like, obviously the animation. I like how parts of it move. I think it's really crisp, and I love the music and the logo too. I told Maria that, like, the logo is incredible.
Yeah. So many talented people on the project. I brought my buddy Vincent, who does most of my music now, for my main, because he has it right. He has the thing. He has the thing that composers need. He has the Sam Kim thing. Only he's insanely underrated now, and he has more free time, so we were able to grab him here. I'm able to grab him, right? But he's insanely talented. We have a whole awesome team. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be great. All the characters in there are going to be someone that you've been wanting to see forever. Zach, you'll soon get to see everything. I don't know if you've seen the script or anything yet, but you'll be cued in eventually, I'm sure. But when it finally releases, it's going to be a good time. It has Lucasfilm's blessing. Dave's seen it. They're all thrilled with it because it's the idea of bringing concept art to life, right? Because concept art is so beautiful. There's a lot of concept art that's never been seen. It's just kind of tucked away after, production starts. So the fact that we're kind of reviving this medium and giving artists kind of a chance to really showcase their talent in an actual film is something that I don't think has really been done. It kind of is giving me like that Visions vibe where you can dive into new mediums of telling Star Wars stories, right? And this is something that's unique and looks beautiful. And just like the hair, one of the biggest things I liked a lot about this trailer was the hair animation. Felt really clean for it being literally just like the most basic form of animation with 2D, right? So it's great. Voice acting wise, no, it's already all. It has over. I think the cast is like 30 people or 20 people around there, and all the lines are already recorded, so we're all good. But eventually, I think there will be castings for other stuff that Zach will also be working on as well. But yeah,
Serena says it will take great writing to overcome my deeply ingrained visceral negative reaction to Rey and Ben Solo. Well, I don't really want to say too much, but it won't always be about them. So it'll
yeah,
go past that, which is
yeah.
good.
Like the idea here is just to show the fans that Ben lives, right? And it's the hashtag Ben Solo lives. That's something that's going to be a big thing. But it's not the main focal point of the story here. This is something
Yeah.
that's going to dive into. It's multifaceted, if you will. It's not as linear as you think it's going to be. More trailers will be released, and you'll soon see. The next trailer is going to be fucking dark, dude. It's going to be so cool, and I'm so excited. We'll have, eventually, we'll have like a bunch of team members on. Maria might come on here, or we'll be somewhere else, and we'll share you guys all the link about where we're going to be to talk about it. But we're gonna have like a round table where we're gonna have like the voice actors, the animators, the editing, me, and then the sound guys and the music guys, and then the writers with Zach, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like it's gonna be so cool. So be sure to tune in on that. But with that, I mean, I think that about kind of wraps up. Just be sure to check out the website, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll actually go to it right now and link it. It just posted today. Share around. We got to get it out there. This is going to be something that might catapult us into something higher powered with Lucasfilm or film studios or whatever. So we appreciate the support. Yeah, there is an Instacount. It's all there on the website. It's all right here. It's all right here in the top right corner of the website. All the socials are right there. So just
after the
right
sequels.
But this website looks fucking clean, doesn't it?
It looks
so good.
Incredible. I'm really excited. I'm really thrilled to be a part of this. Because I mean the sequels weren't my favorite thing, and I think that this is a way to provide an alternative vision that has love and care ingrained in it from numerous people. And Maria's super passionate. She's incredible. I had like one meeting with her, and by the end of it, it was like I was very impressed because she's bringing characters who already exist in Star Wars, really minor characters. Like she pulled out this obscure character who only appeared in like the comics, and she's giving this character like an arc and a future in Star Wars. And I think that's really cool. It reminded me of kind of what they did with Saw Gerrera, how he's just a character from a Clone Wars arc, and then they turn him into this like revolutionary leader during the rebellion. It's really cool. It's in good hands. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, man. I was like, Maria was mentioning me that she needs writers, editors, and then more cast, and I'm like, I got Kat and Zach here, and you know she, I vouched for you, and she's excited to work with you, and same with Kat. Kat finally, I was gonna hound Kat because Kat finally sent the email. She was supposed to send that months ago.
I texted her.
Finally sent the goddamn email, dude. Because like Maria was like on the verge of just of casting someone else, right? And I was like, dude, you got to do it. You got to do it. Do it now. Show her that you want it, because I want you involved. It'll be a good time. But same with planets. There's like a lot of planets that are very obscure and abstract that people know nothing about, or they're now given full life, and it's a very cool thing. I mean, even Dave was freaking out. Like he's like, "Wow, you're doing that with this?" And I was like, "Maria knows her shit, dude. So if anyone's gonna show run something, it's gonna be her for this. She's great for it." The voice auditions, we did a casting a year and a half ago. So it was a long time ago. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks, Alice, CSL. I think that about wraps.
Do you want to do the chat GPT questions kind of as a celebratory?
Yeah, sure. We can just do that really quick.
In the spirit of May the 4th, we're gonna do some chat GPT. Chat GPT is gonna ask us Star Wars questions. They're gonna be kind of whimsical and funny, hopefully. And then we're just gonna give our answers. So I'm gonna tell it to we'll go 10 hilarious Star Wars themed questions for us to answer live on our podcast. All right, and we're gonna see what it comes up with. Let's zoom in.
What? Holy shit.
All right, let's start with number one. If you had to choose between being in chat, feel free to give your answers too. If you had to choose between being stranded on a deserted planet with Jar Jar Binks or having the dark side of the Force take over your mind, which would you choose? You go first.
Can you kill Jar Jar?
I don't see why not.
So then you just have your own deserted planet to just kind of do what you wish.
The thing I would say though is that Jar Jar is unbeatable in a fight. He'll like accidentally break your
Yeah,
neck or
he'll
something.
be like you'll like try to sneak up behind him. You'll slip on a banana peel and then he'll trip with a coconut in his hand and the coconut will smash your head open and then you'll be like, well, fuck, that didn't work out.
Game over, man.
Yeah, I guess I mean, either you choose Jar Jar and hopefully kill him, or you turn the dark side and your life is just permanently in pain and turmoil for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like you're in control. Like it just sounds
Yeah.
like you're immersed in the dark side, and you.
Yeah.
It sounds rough. All right, who would win in a lightsaber battle between Yoda and a pack of Ewoks armed with sharpened sticks?
Are they evil Ewoks? That's
No,
the real question.
I think that would have put him over the edge. But
Yeah, if they were evil Ewoks, I feel like they totally could have done it. But I'd have to say Yoda definitely takes this one.
yeah, I agree. Yoda's just. I mean, that's not even a fair fight. You need. You need like 1,000 Ewoks to even have a chance.
Or just one evil Ewok.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sith Ewok.
We just need Alice. Just one Alice, and then Yoda loses.
All right, number 3. If the Rebel Alliance had to form a boy band to win over the hearts of the Empire, which characters would you choose, and what would their band name be?
It would be A New Hope Luke. It would be
Attack of the Clones Anakin.
Attack of the Clones Anakin. Ezra.
You need an alien. You need some kind of alien in there.
Yeah.
Do you go Hondo?
No, because it has to be like a pretty boy. Probably like some Twilight thing. I don't know. It would be what's his name? Skipper? It would be like from Phantom Menace. He was Anakin's best friend.
Oh.
Whatever like the alien guy was. It's like, hey, you're crazy, Annie. Oh ho ho. He just grew up and he's just like fucking ripped. He's in the boy band with them. So then you have some alien diversity, and then is that 4? So we need one more.
You go Cal, maybe Cal.
Yeah, I guess Cal would be like the front man, huh? Or Luke would be, or maybe Luke could be the front man, and then Cal could be like on the far left.
Cal plays bass. Anakin plays guitar. There's a lot of
no boy band, so they wouldn't play any instruments. They would just be like dancing.
Oh yeah, that's true. What would their band name be? Somebody said Rusty Kitster. Yeah, Charlie says Kitster. Are you talking about Kitster or Greedo?
All right. Well. There's Kitster, and then there's the other one. That's not Greedo. It's the same species though, isn't it? Is that Greedo? There's no way that's Greedo.
I'm pretty sure it was Greedo.
One of Anakin's friends was Greedo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Was it really? Did I not know that? Shut the fuck up.
I'm
Are
pretty
you serious?
Sure. I think it was Greedo. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I always thought it was Greedo.
Oh my god, if that's Greedo, that's the coolest thing ever.
Alice says the Rusty Rebels is what they should be called.
The Rusty Spittoon. God.
The Sandy Boys.
It would be the Sandy Boys. Oh my god.
The Chosen Ones.
The Chosen Ones. Oh my god.
The midichlorians.
Oh god. The Beach Boys.
Beach Boys. I think that's already taken.
Oh. Oh, would there be? It has to be something sand related, huh? Like grains of love. I don't know.
Sandy midichlorians are like we
The
don't have parents.
we don't have parents. we don't have dads.
Yeah, no dads.
No dads. Daddy issues.
Daddy.
Oh my god.
All right, number 4.
So
Chewbacca
dumb.
suddenly had the ability to speak. What do you think his first words would be?
Bro, you guys are all dumb. I hate you all. I don't actually like any of you.
Oh my god,
I'm cursing you out. I'm like cursing you out every single time, but you just don't know what I'm saying.
Visitor Zeta said they should be called Bo-Katan seats. Only 2%.
Oh my god.
Chewbacca can say. I think Chewbacca would say. What did he say to Leia in that in the Robot Chicken scene where she's like, "Get this walking carpet out of my way," and he says something.
Oh, I don't remember.
Maybe something sassy.
The sassy.
What do you mean fly casual?
The casual flyers.
All right. Which Star Wars character do you think would make the best bartender and why?
Which Star Wars character do you think would make the best bartender and why?
I think you could go Hondo for this one. I think you'd be a good bartender.
Yeah, because he'd have stories to tell. He's
Yeah,
like, oh, I remember when I fucking stole stuff. Yeah.
I'm a pirate.
Yeah. He's like, I'm retired. I just like to serve you scum and villainy now. Yeah, I think definitely. Or Dexter Jester, yeah.
Dexter Jester, General Grievous, 4 arms.
General Grievous.
Lando,
Kenobi!
Hondo, yeah.
Will it be the usual?
You are a bold one. No, General, I'd like to have something different tonight.
You are
a bold one.
Oh no.
If the Millennium Falcon was a car, what make and model would it be? It's got to be like like something old. That feels right. Something old but with some flair.
It's like the DeLorean, yeah. It would have to be something like that.
What
What happened if you gave Darth Vader a birthday present that he didn't like? He'd die. You get choked out.
Yeah. First of all, even getting invited to his birthday party would be impressive because I imagine not many are attending that.
He has like a little cap on.
It's
Oh
my
God.
birthday.
It's like just a pile of like lava, molten magma, as a cake. Because Palpatine's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, you would get your neck snapped if you came out with a cake. I think I've had a cake where it's like Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting on Mustafar. You brought that out, he'd just kill you.
No, imagine like the officer's like, "Bro, I totally told like the intern to get him a molten lava cake. He's gonna get fucking fried, dude. Watch this." Like, it's kind of like in Bridesmaids at the end where the fat chick puts a gun in the guy before he goes through TSA. He's like, TSA is gonna tear him apart. It's like the same exact thing. He's like, I told the intern to give him a molten lava cake. And he's like, oh, is that Mustafar? And he's like, yeah. And then he's just like, what's wrong? He's
Number 8, if you were a Jedi, what would your chosen weapon be? A lightsaber or something a little more unconventional? That would be a lightsaber. Why would you use anything
If
else?
you were a Jedi, what would your chosen weapon be? Yeah, lightsaber. Is that a trick question?
I don't think so. It's kind of a dumb question though. Which Star Wars character do you think would be the most likely to accidentally break the fourth wall and address the audience directly?
Vader did in Robot Chicken.
Yeah. I don't know. I would go Hondo again because he's just kind of like the most like Deadpool, I would say.
I feel like Han would too.
Yeah,
Han definitely would. Yeah.
Maybe Lando. I can see Lando doing
There
it.
is kind of like a break the fourth wall moment in Return when he's like, be quiet. When Luke's like, be quiet, Han. There might be more of them out there. He's like, it's me. And there's like that look over.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, oh, God damn it.
Come on, it's me.
That's literally like a fourth wall moment that isn't a fourth wall moment, but totally could have been.
Serena says Jar Jar Binks. Charlie says Zeb. Stanley says Palpatine. Palpatine just gets so powerful that he just breaks the fourth wall and takes over the real
I
world.
transcend dimension. Unlimited power! And you just get shot through your TV.
No, you will die. If you could have any Star Wars character as your roommate, who would you choose and why? I'd go Obi-Wan. I think maybe Obi-Wan.
No, because he wouldn't party.
But he had a drink in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, you might have a drink and just make fun of everyone, or have some like words of wisdom. It's like you don't want to smoke these test sticks here. Fuck, who would I want?
Charlie says Quinlan Voss. Visitor Zeta said Padme. Alice says C-3PO.
I choose Bo-Katan to be her chair. Yeah.
I think more than 2% of Star Wars fans would agree with you there.
Yeah. We need to have another meme, another emoji, Bo-Katan's chair. So we have Yoda on a chair, and then Bo-Katan's chair. Yoda on Bo-Katan's chair. Oh God. I don't know, dude. I can't. I'm like still thinking. Like I would say obvious things for the sake of them being attractive, but then it's like they're your roommate, they're not your girlfriend. So it's like, who would I want to bro down with? Like Anakin would be fun. Like Attack of the Clones Anakin would be fun.
Until you piss him off.
Yeah. But
I feel like Han and Lando would be unreliable.
I feel like post-Republic Rex would be fun.
Oh, Rex would be fun.
Yeah, because then he's just like, you guys want to do drinking games? So like, I'm bored. And I'm not getting any younger. And I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Let's do it. Yeah, Yoda on it. It's like, I like how it's still Yoda on a table. We need to make emojis. That's something I gotta do.
Table.
I gotta do that. Once we get more members, we can add more emojis too. So we just need more memberships, and then we unlock unlimited powers.
Unlimited power. But really, Hera, she'd be a reasonable roommate and communicate well. Yeah, Hera would be a good one.
She would always be gone, so that would be nice. You basically have the apartment to yourself all the time. She's too busy being a leader.
Wrecker would drink you under the table. Axe oil. Yeah, we need an axe oil.
Dude, tech would just tell you everything you're doing wrong and why you shouldn't be doing it. And the probability of your survival rate based off of the alcohol consumption you have. And then he'd be no fun.
Yeah, he'd make you depressed.
But the probability of you getting too intoxicated that you don't wake up tomorrow is about 1 in... Like, it's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds.
Han would be the annoying one that forgets his keys and comes home drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be like, hey, dude, can you come pick me up? And I'd be like, bro, I'm already asleep. He's like, no, dude, like, I got in some trouble and they stole my car. I need you to come pick me up. I'm like stranded out here. He's like, bro. And they were like, bro, fuck. It's like, also, I'm gonna be late on rent because I didn't score this month. And I'm like, bro.
This effort was no longer profitable.
Yeah.
But everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week to talk more Star Wars, hopefully reunited with Kat as well. But hope you have a great rest of your Star Wars day. May the 4th be with you all.
And we will talk to you guys on Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah. See you, everybody.